Hi guys, welcome back. Today we are joined by two amazing guests, Gabby and Nick. We have had the absolute pleasure of racing against these girls twice. Um, that was when we were in Australia and New Zealand over Christmas and New Year. But when we say racing against them, we kind of mean watching you guys run off at the start into the distance, and then we see you again at the finish line. But you're an incredible team. You've qualified for the Elite 15 Pro Doubles race in Chicago, the first girls to qualify, and we are super excited to hear how things are going in the build up. And yeah, we can't wait for this chat. So thank you for making time for us, especially with all the time difference with you guys over in Australia, us over in Dubai. Yeah, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
Oh
Yeah,
no.
thanks for having us on. We appreciate it.
Oh, thank you. No, it's really good to chat. I'm glad we could make it work. Before we delve too much into how things are going in the lead up to Chicago, I wanted to start with how the team up worked, because I think if I remember correctly, it was a bit of a last minute thing before the race in Melbourne. So I don't know who wants to, if someone's got a better story to tell, who wants to go for it and let us know how you ended up pairing up as a team.
You can take
Well,
the
I
reins.
had a yeah, I was just gonna say I'll start.
So it's your fault.
Your
I think like I was a bit more vocal. I was the more vocal one, I reckon, of the two of us. But I had a bit of a girl crush. Like we arrived at United, and I know that Gabby had been training there, but I didn't know her. I didn't follow her or anything like that either. I'm kind of not really into the whole social game, but I arrived at United on the Friday for the Hybrid Heroes session, and we had finished the session. We kind of walked up and did our usual walk, which I now know is our usual walk, but it was the first time we being a part of it. So we walked up, and she'd given me a run for my money that session, and I was like, "Who is this bird?" I'm like, "Listen, like we'd be a good team." And I was thinking it as we walked up, and then Damo kind of turned to us, who's now our coach, and he just goes, "Just saying, women's pro doubles," and looks at us both, and I was like, "No." I was like, that would be cool. But I hadn't thought of it. I'd done mixed doubles like the one time, and then I'd done singles for the rest of it. So I hadn't experienced that. And to be honest, I'd never found a female that really matched me like that in the training space. And I was excited about the prospect of us doing that together. And suddenly it kind of snowballed. We had been kind of chatting for like 3 weeks, training together for like 3 weeks. And then it came to Melbourne, and we were running on that Wednesday. I turned to Gabby. I'm like, "Hey, so there's still space for women's doubles on Saturday. Like, what do you reckon?" And she's like, "Oh, maybe." Like, she was doing mixed doubles on the Sunday, and so was I. And it just so happened we had a bit of a sleep on it, and then she came back to me and she was like, "Okay, I'll do it."
Yeah, let's do it. Let's send it, see what happens.
I was like, "Okay, done." So at the time I went to my partner's graduation. He was graduating as a firefighter earlier on in the day, and I was like, can I like run away to go do it?" And his whole family ended up coming down and supporting us, and we ended up winning. So yeah.
So cool. Such a good story, and that it ended like that with your first race, and you guys absolutely smashed it, qualified for the Elite 15, and then I guess
expectations.
yeah, exactly. And so
what you don't know, by the way, is that we didn't actually have tickets when they were sold out. So when we finally made the decision to do it, they were sold out. So
and then we told no one. We just kind of rocked up and did it.
Yeah. We didn't tell anyone except like Jordan, who's Gabby's partner, and we told Jaden, who was my partner, and yeah, we didn't say anything, and we managed to get tickets off these two girls that were injured. So even though we had said if we're going to do this, we actually only got tickets probably about 24 hours before actually doing it.
Yeah, it was a rush.
Yeah, totally. And is United the gym that you train at in Melbourne? Is that right?
Yes, yeah. It's the gym we did the Hyrox training from.
And had you been a member there for a while, Gabby? Was that your like?
Yeah, I was just doing it like a Friday workout there. We do like a big group session. So that's sort of how I got into the whole sort of high rocks training, doing a session there once a week. And then yeah, Nic came along once randomly, and then it was love at first sight.
And then Nic mentioned that she'd done a few like mixed doubles and solos. Had you also done a few like races, or was the
Yeah,
doubles?
at that stage I'd done mixed doubles twice, but I still didn't know what I was doing. Just kind of got into running, picking up the fitness side of things, like I don't know what I'm doing.
Just giving it a bash, and well, it
Yeah,
ended very well.
Yep, just winged it.
Yeah, both of us had no race plan going into it. We were both kind of like, what are we doing here? Like, who's going to do sled? Who's going to do this? Like,
Yeah.
we weren't really sure. We're like, let's just play exactly what's in front of us and then see what happens.
Yeah. And the strategy is kind of still our current strategy.
Yeah, just send it.
Send it and hold on. Do you girls, like, obviously you're running, both of you girls can run like ridiculously fast. Is that when you said you've never met someone that matched you? Are you talking about like strength? Are you talking about like workout potential? Are you talking about running speed? Like, are you what do you mean by the fact that you matched really well? What was it that made you both think like, oh, this is going to be a great pairing?
I think it was just like the overall package.
It was the overall package, did you say?
Yeah. I think Gabby sort of like, when we were training on that Friday, I just noticed she was like able to kind of push me on the runs. I could kind of feel her feet coming. So I was like, I'm going to push faster. And then I could see her split on the ski. And I was like, sorry, what? I was like, you've got absolutely no right. I was like, what's going on here? So, like, it was just nice to have a female that was like essentially better than me. And I really liked that. And I wanted to kind of compete with her. And I think that's kind of our strategy on the day as well, is that if I push, I know she pushes, and if she pushes, I know I push. And
we're always trying to one up each other.
Yeah, there's no real backing down. Like, I mean, there's been times definitely on race day where I've been like, fuck, like this is rough. Like I've got to push harder. And like, I think that's become evident with some of the strength stuff. So in our programming now, it's trying to get me to a point where I'm stronger and can also be a bit more economical in the running sense, so that I can go for longer, because Gabby's more economical, whereas I'm a sprinter and have always been a sprinter. So I'm good for like 100 to 400 meters, and I'm useless. So it's like it's about like hanging on for dear life.
Cut down those 1K runs.
Yeah.
So we kind of complement each other's strengths really well.
Yeah, we do. And like in a social sense too, I reckon we're like we've become closer, so we can talk a bit more about what we need from each other, even outside training, so that it then complements our training too.
Yeah.
It sounds like you've worked. I think what's nice about you guys, and I know you're saying like you'd like push each other to push a bit harder, but it also sounds like instead of working against each other or seeing each other as a threat, you've almost seen each other that you can help each other out and bring each other up, which is really nice. With, you know, females sometimes aren't the best, and women don't always help each other out and bring each other up. So it's a really nice story of like working together and trying to get the best out of each other, and look what you can achieve when you do that.
Yeah, totally. I reckon, like, I don't know, I'm like in this really weird like kind of sister sense. Like I'm getting all emotional about it now, but it's like it's almost like I see Gabs as like almost like this sisterly figure that I never had. I've got a brother, and like it's kind of nice. Yeah, it's like I'm real protective of Gabs, like, and she's fast becoming like my really close, like if not best girl mate, because I'm spending like most of my time with her and training, and like you see each other at like your most vulnerable. So you kind of expose yourself to that.
5 months. I was just counting. I was like,
exactly.
I was counting on my fingers. I was like, oh, it's only been 5 months.
5 months.
Like a lifetime.
Yeah. That's crazy. But then I think that just shows, doesn't it? Like when you do train together, race together, like you do spend those like vulnerable moments, and when you're both like, having the highs and the lows, like you get to know each other so well, and you probably do like communicate less in the race as a sense, because you just kind of can tell like how someone's feeling, and
Totally.
And Gabby, what's your kind of like background? I mean, you're super strong. We've seen that from racing. I think our coach was like, he came out, he also had a race in New Zealand, so he coaches us a bit for running, and he came out and watched us and cheered us on in Auckland when you girls were absolutely flying. And I think at the end of the race he said to us, who was that girl on the sled pull? She was like flying, and I was like, oh yeah, I think that was Gabs and Nicola. So yeah, have you always been like a gym goer into the strength, or what's kind of your background?
Yeah, I've kind of done a bit of everything. I used to compete in bodybuilding comps, so I was very sort of like body physique focused, and then gave that up because I like food too much, and sort of ventured more into the CrossFit sort of functional fitness space. And then I kind of did a 360 and kind of dropped all the fitness elements and just lifted weights for about 4 years. And then I got asked at the start of last year by friend Damo, who's also now a coach, if I wanted to do high rocks. And I was like, kind of heard of it, but I don't really know what it is. I was like, all right, cool. Sounds like a good new challenge, New Year's resolution. Why not? Let's start running. Let's get fit. So I was already very strong, but I just pretty much had no fitness. But the strength side of things is really complemented running, just because I've been able to sort of dive straight into it and not get injured. And I feel like my foundations from many years ago have kind of maybe, I don't know, held on or pushed me through. But yeah, still feel like a rookie to it all, but we just
I mean, a rookie. It's crazy. I don't think you can
running
say
rookie
that.
games.
So did you used to run back at school? Like, have you got any run? Because like,
yeah, I've always
running
been
background?
really good
Sorry,
at
I'm just going to
running.
interject here. She's got no right being as fast as she is. Like, she's
Yeah, like,
not
I
a
can't-
runner. She just walks in here and she's like, right, no, I'm just going to run, sub 3:30 Ks. Yeah, just like that. She's an absolute unicorn. She does herself down, but like, she's an actual unicorn. Like,
yeah. I know. And
100%.
I'm like, you're saying you're a rookie, and I'm like, you're not a rookie. I've
No,
seen you
no.
run. I'm
No,
like,
no.
I know, like what you're saying. Like you're saying,
Yeah.
like it's actually quite unreal. If you're saying you haven't got like the background as a track runner, a distance
Yeah.
runner,
Legit.
I can't.
Like,
It's actually.
dabble in a little bit of it, but never really fully immerse myself. I was just one of those kids that could like just go and do cross country and smoke everyone at regionals and nationals. Just from doing a few little practice runs. So I definitely am like genetically, I don't know, built to run.
Definitely.
I would say probably the last year I've actually gotten into running, as in doing it 2 times per week at least, pushing it, following a program.
Mental. Were you like, I know you said you were born in New Zealand, but are you sure you weren't born in like South Africa, like Kenya or somewhere like that, where all these
I'm sure where the running
come
genetics come from. My family does it, but hey, I'll take it. Some people
do one of those genetic trees. I swear to God, we'll find out a fair bit. It'll all make sense.
Yeah, useless at everything else, but can weirdly run.
Yeah, it's incredible.
And then what about you, Nic? What's your kind of background in fitness? Like,
yeah, good question. I was growing up at school, I was like kind of an all-rounder. I was like track and field, and then I was hockey, field hockey. Classic in Scotland. Every Scottish school just it's hockey or rugby, and I was obviously a girl, so I was hockey. So yeah, that was really me, and I did cross country and like dabbled in that, but it wasn't anything really serious, and it was complemented by strength and conditioning, but I definitely wasn't like your strength girly. I was like so skinny and just literally just ran for fun really. But then when it came to like the point where I would kind of take it a bit further, I actually had my ankle reconstructed, so it's all metal. And that set me back quite a bit, and it was a big challenge. So that was just before COVID, and then like obviously with COVID and lockdowns and stuff, it kind of felt like I was like in this really extended period of lockdown because I'd had I'd had to kind of hibernate and recover before, and then we were placed in this lockdown. I was like in this new city in Melbourne, and yeah, so it was a bit of a road to recovery, but look, it teaches you a fair bit about yourself, and it's a good bit of resilience involved. So when hybrid came around, I was already strength training to kind of get my strength back anyway, and like regain my muscle that I had before. But I think it gave me this new lease of life that I wanted to get a lot stronger than before and prevent the injuries that I'd had. So yeah, I got back into it, started sprinting again, started running long distance, and then High Rocks came around in like 2023, I think it was. And my friend just kind of messaged me. She goes, "Listen, there's a competition coming up. I reckon you'd like it. It's called High Rocks." I was like, "What is High Rocks?" And she shows me the competition. I was like, "Oh, it's brutal. I'll sign up." So signed up, did it in Melbourne, made world champs based on doing it solo, but it was like it wasn't impressive or anything. Like it was like 106 or something like that.
That's
Opens, and I kind of was like,
Yeah, no.
oh, it was just good crack, and I was just like, oh, that's fun. Went to Nice, got my ass absolutely handed to me, and
Got humbled.
I was because it was like open to pro, and I was like, what is this?
Yeah, it's a
It was at
huge jump when you
95 degrees, and I was like, lads, I cannot. Anyway, came back and was like, I best start training for this properly. So
Yeah.
signed up for another one. Came like third place, and I was like, okay, we're heading in the right direction. And then I kind of met the team at United, and we started training properly. But honestly, this is probably the best that I've trained in the last few months in meeting Gab and all this lot, and Damo being our coach. This is the best that I've trained, and the most specific that I've trained as well. So things are a lot more targeted, focused, and like everything that comes with that, all those pillars of health that come with it, like nutrition and sleep and like recovery and performance, it's all come hand in hand. And yeah, feeling good. And I've never seen kilometer splits like it that are on my watch. So I'm like, all right, something's happening. So
Did you switch watches with Gabs? Did you just like, oh, give me that for it?
It's my heart rate.
I'm like, give me yours. Mine's not working.
I mean, it's like it's
So,
crazy, isn't it? And I think, like Gabby, on your Instagram, you talk a lot about like having like training specifically, and then you've just touched on it, Nic, like how important it is to train specifically for something, and like with your nutrition. Can you talk us through, like you've just said that this has probably been the best phase, and obviously now you're building up to Chicago. Can you guys talk us through like what you're doing, what you've changed, why it's so important that you are training specifically, and how that's helped, especially for anyone listening that's maybe just dropping into a High Rocks class, going out for a run when they've got the time? Like what could people, like how could people get better by looking at a specific plan or changing their training like you girls have?
Gabby, can you please talk us through zone 2?
Yeah, zone 2.
Our favorite.
We got our VO2 max test. Was it last week?
Last week.
Yeah, we got our VO2 max tested last week, so we actually know what heart rate zones we should be running in, which is really insightful, because we typically, when we do our runs, we just like to send it, and we do have a zone 2 run programmed every week, but we wouldn't really stick to it. So like, we just want to run fast.
We're like far too excited, and we're just like, we just need some tangible data that we can like look at, play with, and actually see what both of our bodies are doing, so that when it comes to our race, we can understand a lot more about like what parts of the race Gabby needs to pick up, or what parts of the race I need to pick up, so everything relates to the race now.
So it was great getting that data, because now we know sort of what our training needs to be more targeted towards. And if we're doing our zone 2 run, it's like, okay, we need our heart rate to sit here. If we're doing our faster runs, our heart rate needs to sit here. And also with our strength training, it all sort of complements each other. And then nutrition, of course, comes into it, because you notice if you're not eating correctly, it's just so hard to perform at a high level. You just the low energy, the lack of recovery, even just like your mental clarity, you just can't be asked being there, and you just notice such big difference eating properly.
Have you done numbers with your strength training as well? Like obviously you're using your heart rate and like your VO2 max for your running. Have you done anything like on the strength side to?
Not sort of heart rate wise. I'm always just sort of chasing progressive overload and just
Yeah,
trying to,
same.
my strength training is very basic. It's kind of like a bodybuilding split, but I've sort of made it more high rock specific, just sticking to like the same things for months on end, just trying to get stronger, injury prevention, also not trying to
Similarly, yeah.
so it's not impacting running. So I find if you go too hard with the strength, just buries you with the running. So yeah, it's just about finding that balance between strength, running, recovery, eating correctly, drink your
And
water.
I think with that, we are doing 2 technique sessions a week. So on a Tuesday, Thursday, we have technique specific sessions where it's literally just focusing on quality of delivery. So it's like specifically, say for example, I don't know, last week it was wall balls and lunges, and
Yeah.
like it's torturous, and yes, it's a bit repetitive sometimes, but
Yeah.
that
Legs are
endurance, totally, the muscular endurance that we're exposed to now will really lend its hand to the high rocks races when it comes to it. And because our training's so hard,
Yeah.
I suppose when it comes to the races now, we're kind of finding there's a bit more ease there, and we're kind of like, oh, we've done this, we've done worse, and we've
done with
been
workouts.
exposed to higher weights, and like the sled pulls, sled pushes, we've done that to death now. Whereas in our first couple of races, I mean, we had barely touched the sled outside of high rocks, and and I was holding it like here, and and like instead of like instead of the techniques that now we use, and it seems so seamless now.
You can do it with your eyes closed.
So practice does make perfect. It is just all about practice, practice, practice. Put the work in, show up. Like listen to your body when you need to. Recovery. Like there's some days. Yesterday we just didn't feel like it for one of our sessions, and we were like, I really, really, honestly, I can't be bothered. But then, like, you just have to go follow the program, not the way you feel. Show up, get the work done.
Get it done.
It's like a job. Yeah.
Count down to race. If you miss a session, you're only doing the service. So it's always just about thinking of the bigger picture.
But also, it's not just me now as well. It's like a wee relationship, isn't it? It's like I have to show up for Gabby too. It's not like
absolutely. It has a bigger why.
Like the why is bigger. Like there's more at stake. Like it's Elite 15 now. It's not just, hey, we're gonna go to Worlds and have a wee jolly. Like it's now like, all right, could we place? Like what can we really do here with our bodies? And like
really apply
that's exciting.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. It gives you that fire, doesn't it? And like that, I guess also not fear. I don't want to use the word fear, but like if the goal is big enough, it makes you really want to work towards it. And I feel like maybe that's also the sense that you're like, well, now like we're gonna be on the big stage. There's gonna be 30 people, but like 15 pairs, like all eyes are on us as such. So like you want to do yourselves like justice and put in like the work that you can. So it probably like fuels the fire even more than like maybe in
that's
previous
opportunity as well.
Definitely.
And how do you girls feel about, since we're talking about it and going and being in the Elite 15, because it's a very different setup to just racing a normal high rocks race. There's going to be a live stream. You're going to be out there, like there's 15 teams, two of which, like you've got Lauren Griffiths and Lauren Weeks, and then you've got Tia and you've got Joanna. Like what, like, and you've got you girls. Yeah, what are your, like, are you excited about it? Are you worried about the grid? Like, are you going to try and have a practice, like maybe in like how to run a grid format? I don't know. Can you do that in the gym rather than? Like, how do you practice for that? Because obviously these girls have got some experience racing Elite 15 and racing on a grid, whereas you girls, like, there's nothing you can do except for turn up to this first one and just give it a go, isn't it?
That's pretty much it.
You're just gonna go out and send it. I'm guessing I'm getting the feel from this that it's just like go send it and work it out when we're there.
We'll just figure it out. We've got what, between 54 and 59 minutes to play with. We'll send it and we'll do our best, and that's all you can really do. But I think we have to do all the preparation that we can do to make this the best race possible, and we're willing to put that work in. So yeah, I'm excited.
I feel like you girls might have an advantage because you've never run on a clear course, have you? Like, as in,
No.
the Elite 15 is going to be a
Only
clear course.
running chaos. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you
On
think
your
how
left.
fast. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Or right, whatever. Just
Yeah.
Coming through.
yeah.
Absolutely. Just trying to find the gaps in weaving.
Yeah.
And how do you think you're going to find the start of the race? Because obviously, like, Lauren and Joe go off hot, and I've got a feeling they'll do that again for the doubles. Are you guys? I mean, you don't have to answer because it's given away what you're thinking, but like, are you going to just go out and try and stay with them, or are you going to try and stick to a race plan?
Well, we usually go out hot. That's usually just what we do. We usually just
do like a hot start.
Yep. Red line from the start and then just try to hold it.
I don't think it's enough to not red line from the start.
Yeah.
I did think you were going to say you girls. I think it's going to be like you girls at the front.
Yeah. We're into the first
case. We're just excited to be out there. We're like, let's go.
I know.
It's weirdly like the calmest I feel is in that tunnel. Like once it's just me and Gab, and we're like, and I get that there's going to be 14 others, but that's like the calmest I feel. It's like before the race where I'm like, oh crap, and then like when we get in that tunnel, I'm like, oh, we're good.
Am I thirsty? You overthink everything.
Yeah. Do I need to pee again?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't need to pee. I tell you that.
Am I good? Overthink everything.
And then we've seen that you've kind of had Joe at a few sessions that you've been doing, or you guys have like done a few workouts together. How's it been like, I guess, surrounding yourself in like people like you, Joe, who's like also smashing it? Like, does it just kind of make you want to keep going? Does she help give you any tips? Like, is it just cool to have someone to try and hang on to, or like how's that been?
Yeah, it's really cool. Obviously, your environment is huge. So if you're training with amazing people, you naturally gravitate to their level. So it's been really cool having her come to a few sessions. And yep, she's an absolute gun, especially at running. Just like,
she is.
How do you make everything look not hard? So
seamless. I think it makes you level up. I think like I always learned from kind of track stuff growing up, like you got to train with people better than you. And that is how I feel. I feel like it's your environment that makes you. So yeah, even like me training with these guys, like I leveled up so much from just my, I don't know, every day just heading to my normal gym to do a session that wasn't specific, that was just literally to be a gym bunny, like, and enjoy a session. And I did enjoy it, but this is really cool to be part of something like this, and to meet people that are also in a similar boat it makes you think differently.
Yeah, totally. And it's like it's absolutely flying over in Australia, New Zealand now, isn't it? Like it's really taken off. Have you girls got any more races before Chicago lined up, or are you just headed to Chicago? I'm thinking yes.
We're going to Bangkok.
Oh yeah.
Oh, cool.
We haven't really told anyone.
Oh well, that must be soon. Is that in a couple of weeks?
It's in 24th of May.
May. Sorry, I thought it was
just before Chicago.
Yeah.
Is that going to be like a run out just to like test some things and just see where you are, or
just to dust off the cobwebs?
So we trot, you know.
Are you going to be going to like a full moon party when you're over there, or?
Gabby, you will be, won't you?
Get that tattoo that you sent me.
Matching tattoos, full moon party, scooters.
I literally just sent her like a meme that was like, do you know the one I sent you on Insta that was like this? It was like Angelina Jolie back in the day when she visited Bangkok. She gets her like Phil Tiger tattooed on her back, and I was like, that's just us, just after our race.
Like traditionally done with, I don't even know what he's using, like a piece of wood. Like tattoo her butt cheek. I was like, that's us.
Oh, God knows what will come home like. Yeah, so funny. 24 hours in Bangkok.
Oh God, so good. And then quickly, can we just touch on the sub hour? Like, you obviously had that as an aim for your race in Auckland, wasn't it? It was Auckland. Yeah. And then for like going into that, like, was there something specific that you felt like you needed to try and like hammer down on, like the runs or the sleds or something, or was it just trying to make the whole race like a little bit more seamless? Because I know you obviously had the ability to do it, but like sometimes on a race day people will think, oh, I want to get this time, and it just kind of like somehow drifts away. Like was someone on the watch like, we've got this, or how did it go?
No, actually,
It was.
we never even realized, did we? We like,
We
we
didn't realize
finished.
that close. We
Just
basically
sent it.
did a run pace that we were trying to stick to, and we were just kind of like tracking it on our watch. We're like, oh, if we're running at that pace, like that's good
Yeah.
enough. We had no idea
Yeah.
where we were with our overall time. It's not until we finish and you look back, it's like, oh, we're only 9 seconds off. Crap.
I know,
The race was actually quite enjoyable. We definitely could have pushed more. It was a
100%.
race. Yeah, we just kind of
We were like 7 minutes ahead though, so we were like,
you just
we were
kind of know
like,
gauge where you are.
yeah,
Yeah, literally, like
No one hot on our heels. If there's someone hot on your heels, it's like, oh, gotta go faster.
I
Yeah, that's because
know.
I think you girls ran out the start gate and we all just went, let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah, you girls went, and then there was like probably about 20 of us behind you, and everyone just watched you go.
Funny.
I was like to
Yeah.
Emma, I was like, do not follow them. Do not follow them. Our race is over if we even attempt to
Do
stay
not
with them.
follow them.
No,
Then
let them go.
there was these girls. There was these girls that like, was that in Brisbane or was it in Auckland? The ones that they'd missed the run, and so they were ahead of us. So they met us at the sled, and then they were in front of us, and we were like,
we
Oh,
came
yeah.
into the sled. We're like, how are there already people on the sled? We're like, I'm pretty sure we're winning.
I was like, hell no. And then I was like, what's happening here? For a brief second, and then I was like, no, head in the game.
Yeah. I didn't even click into we had done 2 links. I was like, wait, how are those
I
girls here
know.
already?
That's
Yeah.
but that's a bit mentally, that's a little bit hard. Like you say, you're like, no, stick it, like focus, like
Yeah.
it that can like
Don't
stuff like that
overthink it.
can throw you off to then you don't
Yes.
like
I
concentrate.
can
Yeah.
tell you, during that race, there's not
Yeah.
a single thought that goes through my head. I swear to God, there is nothing up there.
Yeah. I'm just thinking of all the things to do not to get a penalty. I'm like, in art, out charge. We're on our second lap, go in. I'm just thinking of all the logical things.
Yeah.
You've never heard me not question somebody when I'm told off, but every time they were telling us off in Auckland or Brisbane, wherever it was, I was just like, yeah, sure, no stress, back I go, no worries.
Brisbane was not our finest work.
And then
Brisbane was
so
horrific.
between you, Gabby, you were just like, Nick, you don't think about anything, which I feel like is kind of like me. And then Gabby, you were saying you were thinking about like going at this time when we see the in arch and like make sure we do this, like, which is kind of like what Em does. So are you the one that like counts the laps and make sure you do the right amount of like reps or like spots where to go out of each station? Like usually there's one person that's better.
Yeah, it's more just for my own awareness, because in life I'm really like la, just like go through life. I don't really pay too much attention to a lot of things. Terrible sense of direction. So when I'm racing, it's like, okay, must pay attention.
Trust me, she's not the one that does that.
Oh, okay.
It's more for my own awareness to make sure I do not mess up.
I think we're both good at doing it. I think we just follow it. We're just like, okay, go.
I don't think we've ever had like a, oh crap, like what lap are we on, or
no.
Like we're pretty onto it.
We're pretty onto it for 2 people that aren't really onto stuff.
It's probably because you don't have a race plan. Most people are thinking about their race plan, because you guys just send it.
And we're just like, okay, let's go.
Yeah. Run fast.
So then you mentioned just then that Brisbane was not your race, and do you know any reason why or what happened, or you just?
Well, it was either us or it was a judging or it was both, but we had to redo quite a few things, just like go back, your foot wasn't on the line, so you'd have to like go back and do 3 burpees to restart it, and just like lots of little things happen like that. So I don't know if it was just us or if, I don't know, the judging was a bit more harsh, but we lost about maybe 35 seconds on the burpees compared to our Auckland lunges.
And then the wobbles as well. And we were told to like go to one way, and then we actually had the ball in hand and we went to wobble it, and then they switched us over to a different side. I almost feel like we almost shouldn't have gone, but then you've already done it. You just say yes in the moment,
I
and you
know,
go,
there's no point
and you
encouraging
don't.
or questioning, just go where you're told. If you get told to redo something, just do it.
Yeah.
I
It always
reckon
makes
Still
we-
managed to wipe 30 seconds off our time, which
which is
was
great.
incredible given that Auckland was like an all-right race, you know. But I think we have a lot more to give, and
Yes.
that was what I was annoyed about. Like there's a massive difference, and you can see it in our behavior, like the way that
Yeah,
we
when we
finished
crossed the finish line,
Auckland
we both like looked at each other, we're
to
like,
Brisbane. Yeah, and
girl.
I was like, I'm literally saying Gabby's ear, I'm like, I'm so sorry, it wasn't my best race, and she's like saying the same, and we're both like,
yeah,
it just
we
wasn't.
both
We just have to
redo
draw a
reps.
line. Yeah.
Yeah, but then I guess as much as like, yeah, that it is frustrating and you didn't maybe come away with feeling like you got what you wanted out of it, but I guess you learned something different from it. So like,
Yeah, for sure. Learned a lot.
yeah. So like and it puts you in good stead to, you know, you did listen, you didn't like argue with it, you knew that you just had to take it on the chin, carry on, like
don't let it fluster you, just do what
whereas
you can, and then look back and reflect and be like, okay, next time I race, I'm going to make sure I'm more aware of where my foot is, or just
Exactly.
try and think one step ahead.
Yeah. I mean, I do think, like, I don't know, for anyone listening, the judging in Oz and New Zealand is pretty strict, especially if you're at the front, because we got
if you're in front,
pulled
Yeah,
up.
we were
Burpees was what we got pulled up
we
on,
were like,
I was just a little bit like, I don't really understand how my hands can be any closer to my feet.
Yeah, I don't understand what I'm doing wrong, but I'll just say yes.
I'm standing on my hands. How?
Yes.
Yeah. Literally.
There was a bit of that, but you know, but you're like, okay, yeah, like of course, you know, you just because
like,
you don't want to get like any more penalties, you don't want to lose any more
yeah,
time,
and that's it. You can actually get like a penalty, like time stopped on your time, and that would just be devastating.
Yeah,
but I think in Auckland at one point, like on the burpee, I swear there was like 5 judges around us, and it's because you girls had gone, and then we were the next ones in, and there was no one else. So it was like all the judges just came, and I was like,
they're just on you.
why are they all here? And I was like, they must have all been on you guys. Yeah, I was like, why are we just on our own with like 5 judges?
I know, so funny.
It's part of the game, and I think, like you girls just said as well, you look back at like some of the Elite 15 races, and like, for example, when the guys did it and the rowers didn't work, or when there's been problems at the wall balls, sometimes it's probably good to have a race where you have to just deal with stuff, because then if it does come up in Chicago, you both got the mindset where you're like, cool, this has happened before, just move on. And you still ran like a really fast time, so at least you know it's possible even with loads of discrepancies.
Totally.
Which is our plan for Bangkok, just to correct any mistakes, see what happens, feel a bit better about Chicago.
With 80% humidity, no worries.
It's like
send it with the humidity.
All right.
Futurist problem.
It'll be your problem when I'm absolutely drenched in sweat and unable to move. Anyway.
With the wall ball slipping through your hands.
Just me with a camel pack on, just at the side.
Rehydrate.
That's when we see the test of the true teamwork and the friendship come through.
Exactly.
Right, I know we're on a time constraint, so we don't want to keep you past what we have to, but maybe we can do the cheeky insight questions, but do them as like the quickest quick fire round ever, so you don't have to elaborate on your answers, but I'll fire the question, you both just hit an answer, and we'll go on to the next one, if that sounds okay.
Perfect.
Cool. So first one is, what shoes do you wear to race high rocks?
Puma, Nitro, 3 Elite.
I think 3 DB8, whatever the fast
that
ones.
one.
The fast ones.
Brighter the better.
Matching colours as well.
Okay, love it. And which has been your favourite high rocks venue?
Auckland.
I'd say Auckland.
Auckland,
Big
cool.
crowd. Good crowd.
The
crowd, just the people. New Zealand is good.
New Zealand's amazing.
Okay, next one. Which is your favourite high rock station?
Wobbles.
Lunges.
Oh, okay. Different. That's good. That's a good thing, I guess. And then maybe you're going to answer this how we know, but if you could do a doubles high rocks with anyone in the world, who would it be?
My brother.
Ah.
I had to think about this one for a long time, and I was like, David Goggins would be amazing. Imagine the motivation.
Oh my
God.
That
Like
is
be
such
modeling you the whole time.
God, I'm gonna have to up me inspirational quotes.
Yeah. I don't want to go to bed being a bitch tonight. I'll run faster.
Yeah.
It's such a good
Imagine.
answer. Love it, love it. Right, Nic, you've got some work to do for your next race.
God's sake.
Yeah,
They're giving you wee like those wee crackers, wee fortune cookie crackers or something, like halfway through the race.
Yeah, cracking on sports bra.
Something inspirational.
You're running, like, okay, got it.
Okay, next one. Do you fuel for high rocks? And if so, what do you take and when do you have it in the race?
Nothing.
When we remember.
Nothing.
I always have that I've got that wee goo gummy thing that I cannot for the life of me swallow. So it sticks in my teeth like the whole bloody race, and I'm like licking it at the side. Anyway, so it sticks in my bra, and someone last time, because there's a picture of me and my nipple, it looks like my nipple's like halfway up here. And your one messages me and it's like, here, I reckon you should like see someone about your tits. And I'm literally like, oh, it's just a wee gummy.
And
then someone else was just like, oh, I just thought you had a pierced nipple. And I was like, oh, Lord, gotta stop putting it there. And then I looked at it as well, and it's like moist. It's so rank. But anyway, I have one of them sometimes at the start of the race, like 2 minutes before in the tunnel, and then one halfway through, unless I forget, in which case it's just me third nipple. That's it.
Oh, great answer. Great. Oh dear. Okay.
You did say don't elaborate, but
yeah,
you needed that.
On that one. Next one. What's your favorite type of training session for high rocks?
Oh, our Friday big workouts that we do with everyone.
Yeah,
exactly what I was gonna say.
Worse than the actual high rocks race themselves, so good to get us out of the way.
Yep,
love
same.
it. Then in a nutshell, why should someone sign up for their first high rocks?
Oh, probably just a sense of accomplishment they'll feel when they cross the finish line, even though it's physically and mentally awful, and you question it after the fourth station. You're like, why am I doing this? That's me every race. But when you cross that finish line, best feeling ever.
Yeah, I can guarantee you it's a challenge that you haven't met before, and it's a challenge that you won't be able to quit once you start.
Yeah, and you'll do more. You'll just sign up to them all.
Yeah.
Get the bug. Love it.
Yeah.
And then finally, is there anyone that we could interview that you would like to hear more from, or a type of person in the high rock space in the community?
Ooh.
Well, we're really after a fourth female relay team member. So if you could start putting maybe some sort of expression of interest out for that.
Okay.
We could do like a podcast interview.
Yeah,
and a podcast interview would be grand. I don't know.
If they've got some kind of strategy, they're not for you, because like as long as they send it, we just need to find someone that sends it and doesn't think.
That's having strategy.
That's actually their first answer. That you need to have that in like the wee jot form you send out to people. Just have that as the first, and wipe everyone that hasn't said that.
Yeah. I know everyone says not to go out hot, but that's what we ignore. We're like, we go out hot.
And
you're like, oh, do you not?
Yeah. Like, oh, sorry.
Is your third member Joe? Is it you two and Joe? Did I see that?
We have decided that.
You've got
she
Joe
doesn't
on.
really have a choice.
Can she like can't she just bring Tia along or something?
It has been discussion.
Recommended,
Yeah, I just like that.
We wouldn't say no to that team member edition.
That's a mediocre team if ever I've seen one.
Consider it. Yeah.
That would be fun. Yeah. It would also be cool to interview.
So in summary, the four of us.
Summary, okay. So basically, who do you want to get on the podcast? If you could just make Tia our full team member, is the answer to the question. Okay, cool.
Interview her and persuade her. Last year also.
We'll start a poll.
Yeah,
That'd
we'll
be
try
great.
our best.
To be confirmed.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for giving up the time. I know you're both very busy people, training and like working on life. And quickly, maybe Gabs, do you want to say about your coaching and everything to let people know, and where's best to find you, like Instagram, etc., and then we can go to Nic.
Yeah. Absolutely. I am a women's online health and fitness coach. So I work with women all around the world, helping them with their training, nutrition, mindset, can help you get ready for high rocks, can help you build muscle, have a healthy relationship with food, feel your best, all the things. Been doing it for just gone 7 years and I love it. So yeah, if you want to check me out, stalk me, whatever, Instagram, it's my username's just my full name, which is really long, but I'm sure here in
We'll
the
link it.
podcast notes. My full
Yeah.
name, Gabrielle Nikora-Baker.
Awesome.
Nic, go for it.
I have a business called Grid Hybrid. The idea is that we kind of bridge the gap between large scale events like Decas, Spartans, and High Rocks, for example, and your 45-minute sweat sessions in gyms. So we bring competition to you. We have Grid the Relay, which is a signature piece that we always start our events with. So that is a 250 ski, 250 row, 400-meter bike, and a 250-meter run. We use that as like almost a buy-in. And you have access to the global leaderboard. So anyone who competes in that then goes into a global leaderboard and you can see where you're placed. We also then follow that up with a hybrid workout, which is around 80 minutes to 120 minutes. We have events like in regional Victoria, metropolitan Victoria. We have ones in Adelaide, Sydney coming up. We're off to Tassie as well next month. We have ones in New Zealand in June. And we have our biggest one coming up as well at Lakeside Stadium, which is going to be an erg and track event. And we've got Red Bull coming down on bulk nutrients, LSKD. So the idea is that we get brands involved in these events as well, and leverage their sort of exposure too. But yeah, it's a good bit of fun. It's really lifted off. So I'm very busy, but really enjoying it. And tickets are available at www.gridhybrid.com.au or by looking me up on Instagram. I'm Nicola with 5 L's, and you can find the link there.
That's not like how you spell your name, though, is it? That's just like Instagram.
Yeah, people actually do think that. People will like they'll do like a double L just in case.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Yeah,
yeah,
sure.
Yeah, there's too many Nicolas. I'll make this a bit different.
Yeah.
Oh no, girls, that is awesome. And yeah, we're loving what you're both doing. I think for anyone listening, like both of you are great to follow, especially if you're getting into the like hybrid space. Maybe not so much for race planning, since I mean it's super simple, just send it. Maybe you just need that as your tagline.
Some
I feel like yeah, you don't have to divulge them, but we have seen you send it, so we do know that you do actually do what you say.
Yeah.
But yeah, we massively appreciate your time. For everyone listening, thank you for tuning in. Give these girls a follow. Chicago is about, I think, 10 weeks out now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so best of luck from us to you girls. 10 months and 10 weeks and 10 days. Yeah, best of luck to you girls for Chicago. Did you want to say something again?
No, I was just going to say good luck from us. So yeah.
Yeah, we you definitely deserve it, and yeah, we'll be cheering you on. Hopefully, yeah, we'll be there in person, giving you some support, and yeah, we'll see everybody on the next episode.
Thanks.